without using what's known as unbundled Category 3 renewable energy credits, and those are paper credits that are no longer attached to a renewable energy program. We also want to have, and we do in our business plan, have a very core fundamental focus in our program on what's known as distributed energy resources, and that is maximizing the build out of our generation possibilities, our storage, our demand response capabilities, our energy efficiency, and surprisingly now, our use of electric cars and when we charge them. We're also very heavily invested in a program that is focused on local investment, local power generation, local jobs, and local career opportunities. Yeah. And to get there, we've partnered with labor, specifically the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 11, and the National Electrical Contractors Association, Los Angeles chapter, have been part of our team and helping us in partnership with this program for about 2 years now. And finally, those things enable us to focus on environmental justice in what we call frontline communities, and those are communities like Torrance that have refineries and have neighborhoods across the fence line, as we call it. Those are our goals and objectives.
Big boondoggle, no jobs, a lot of
and
crap.
Just to remind you, the cities that make up our initiative and the dates that they passed resolutions to participate in the original feasibility study are here. It started in September of 2014 with Hermosa Beach, and the last city to pass a resolution was Culver City 1 year later. All of these cities are still engaging with us and going through the same process that we're asking you to go through. And this just shows you the power load
He knocked the top off the microphone.
Very well know, of the 14 cities in our initiatives, Torrance is the big dog with the most power. So our development status, starting just toward the end of last year, in November we submitted to your city and the other 14 cities in our initiative a draft JPA document designed to be a discussion starter for your city and the other cities. In December the following month, we held a workshop and walked our advisory committee folks through that JPA and answered questions. In February, on Valentine's Day of this year, we got a very nice kiss from the Santa Monica City Council, who voted unanimously to take the steps that we're asking you to take and evaluate our plan. And then on the 21st of February, West Hollywood, one of our other cities, did likewise. And on March 21st, we were at Redondo Beach with this same request, and we came away with an unusual 2-1-1 victory, and we will be back in Redondo Beach on the 18th because they have a new mayor and a new city council, and we'll be presenting to them for their approval. So what are your options with us? We are asking you to form a JPA with the other interested South Bay cities and the West Side cities that came to us. And we want to use that JPA to run a community choice aggregation program with the participating cities each represented by a member of their council as a board member in that JPA. Then when that happens, hopefully, we would like to issue a request for services that includes not only all the services that would run the JPA and develop it, but would also provide all the funding from companies working at risk, and we have a proof of concept of that with our friends up in Humboldt County with their Redwood Coast Energy Authority. We would then have that board determine and approve all the goals and objectives of the program, and they would specifically pursue an advanced CCA model that promotes, as I said, maximizing the local distributed energy resources. The board of the JPA would hire an experienced executive director and CEO to run the power company based on your policies and objectives. We would try to employ best practices from the public power field, and we would take a regional power authority approach. And we would definitely want to collaborate with the county's LACE CCA program. We do not see this as a competition with the county. We see this as a cooperation with our cities working with the county's program. So, what are our top 10 reasons why we think you should join the JPA for South Bay Clean Power? First and foremost is real true local control. We're proposing a 14-member board that would be made up of cities that are in our initiative that you know and have worked with in the past. We have a pretty powerful and potent combination of cities. We like the fact that we have some residential beach cities. We have a large industrial city like Torrance. We have several mixed-use cities like Redondo Beach, like West Hollywood, and Culver City. That makes for a smooth energy load and a nice distribution of energy across the different rates. Our commitment is to put all the revenue from this program back into the program. about 90% of all the revenue that this program generates will be required to pay for power. So you have about 10% of the revenue available to finance different programs of the CCA. If you try to divert funds from the CCA to the general fund or to other city needs, we find from our analysis of other CCAs that the CCA then has a more risky chance of succeeding because you don't build up your revenue reserves and put the money back into the program. We have a pretty existing, strong, and diverse coalition that we've built over 3 years. We have almost every environmental organization in Southern California on board. Like I said, we have the labor groups of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers and NECA on board. We have a number of community groups, and we also have businesses that are related to the renewable energy industry on our working group. With our board and our JPA, there would be no seats given to the county supervisors. The county supervisors would hold board seats on the county CCA that work in collaboration with us. And as we mentioned, we are not seeing and we are not requesting any startup money from this city or any of the other cities in our initiative. We believe that the proof of concept is out there, that the money can be fronted, if you will, by the companies developing this, who then get paid back from revenue from the program, in the case of the Humboldt County program, over 5 years. And then finally, we point to our 3 years of experience doing this. We've worked with Councilman Goodrich over that period of time. He's been kind enough to have brought in his alma mater to do a pre-feasibility study for this city. That was one of 3 university studies that we've had done for South Bay Clean Power.
And this guy called me foolish for challenging his program.
Is not to commit to joining our CCA. We're asking you to have your staff review and analyze the JPA draft that we've submitted to you. And we'd especially like you to take a very long and hard critical look at our business plan. We hired, at our own expense, the best CCA consultant in the state, in our opinion, and the one with the most focused on distributed energy resources and local build-out.
A consultant has no independent interest. He wants to push his own salary. He's not going to be a good reviewer.
We would appreciate having you analyze the county's plan and our plan and make the choice for your city that works best. And if neither of those plans do, we understand that you also have other options available to you. Very quickly, and I won't go into all of these slides in respect for your time, we're talking about a distributed energy program that focuses on local as opposed to centralized. And the easiest way I can explain that is a centralized power program buys power from the desert, sends it over long-distance transmission lines, sends it to substations here, and then delivers it. Our program will still incorporate central power, but it will also build out our local resources to maximize those. And we're looking at somewhere between a 10 and 20-year infrastructure build-out. And cities like Torrance and Carson, the 2 largest, most industrial cities in our program, have the most opportunity for economic and workforce development here because of the amount of land you have and because of the industrial nature of the electrical connections that we have here. And with that, I will not, as I said, go through all of these slides. Happy to talk to you about them, but these go into the details of why we believe a distributed energy resource build-out is the right model. And I'll just close by saying we've been working very closely with our friends at Southern California Edison. It might surprise you to know that although they are officially neutral on this program, they have been warm and embracing. They have answered every question, every opportunity they had to be an obstacle or slow this program down. They've chosen not to do so. We met with them as recently as a week ago, along with our friends from the county. Southern California Edison has some innovative ideas on how to deal with what's known as the exit fee, a fee that gets adjusted every year. They made some very open ideas about opening up their books and possibly allowing CCAs to buy them out of some of their existing contracts. So we feel very good about Edison. We encourage you to talk to them about this program. They put out a white paper recently saying that they saw their future as a wires transmission delivery company, and we are right in sync with them. Thank you very much, and I'm here to answer any questions if you have them.